So Shaggy's real name is Norville? Huh. Hey guys, it's Micah-san here, giving a review for the new movie that came out on video on demand because of the quarantine. Oh, no one's going to movie theaters since they're all closed, they're a hotspot. So many of the movies expected are coming out on video on demand and other services. Keep us entertained here, and first, I hope you're all being safe here, staying healthy and everything. Moving on to review here, this is Scoob, a new Scooby-Doo centric animated movie, and obviously the first in what I assume to be the Hanna-Barbera universe. Alright, so warning here first here, this is gonna have spoilers. I'm gonna have heavy spoilers in the movie. So I'll just say what I thought first of this movie. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a nice, like many reviews are, like many sites are saying, a nice distraction in these trying times, and I had good enjoyment from this movie. I don't really like it. I enjoy it. That's about it. And it's not the same. Will I say scour TV to watch if it's on? No, I will not. But if I catch it on TV, like flip the channels, like, oh, Scoob? Yeah, sure. Why not? I got nothing else to do. Sit back, relax. So yeah, it's a nice little distraction and everything. So for that, it's a good kids movie. That's all I can say. Now for the heavy stuff here, this plays homage to everything. Like we're talking just every form of Scooby-Doo property there was here, from like the original, of course, here to the whole guest star appearance season of Scooby-Doo here, you know, when they had like Scooby-Doo starring real life actors to these characters from other shows here. There was all that here. There's even some references to the more newer stuff. But let me get to the story here. Okay, now for those of you who actually read the descriptions on the trailers here and such, the story has something to do with Dick Dastardly and Cerberus, and spoiler big time here because, yeah, while we can get that out of the movie, there was no need to just announce it in trailers. This is why are people doing this? The studios just telling us the big story right there. It's Scooby-Doo. It's supposed to be a mystery. We're supposed to solve it as we go along here. But no, they make quite clear what Dick Dastardly is trying to do. For the most part here, I mean, a general idea, the more detail gets revealed as we go along, but for now, I'll stick to as we go along. Now, the movie starts out here with... Alright, Scooby was a criminal. Scooby's a criminal. Like, he stole... Like, literally stole. No joke here. He stole a big gyro of meat straight from a restaurant and leads to the chase here, which leads him to meeting Shaggy and the car, everything like that, and get the name and everything for Scooby. His name is Scooby-Doo, and we get all that. We see how pretty much the entire first trailer here is like the first 5 minutes is trailer. It's all good here. We meet because during Halloween, Scooby and Shaggy, dressed as Blue Falcon and Dynomutt, get attacked by a bunch of kids on skateboards. I'm pretty sure one is a reference to Red Herring, or as I know him best as Bado Maloso from the Spanish dub of Pup Named Scooby-Doo. And they do some reference here like, candy's bad for you, it gives you cavities. And it reminded me, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I was heavily reminded of the episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? In which one of the kids here encounters, it's Halloween, they get a wooden claw of vulture that grants wishes, and one of the which inadvertently leads to a bunch of punks in like skeletal masks and everything saying all this stuff, candy's bad for you, gives you cavities. So so at least with that, and we get the other scene of the trailer here where we meet where they meet Fred, Velma, and Daphne, haunted house, and like their first real case, one they solve in like 5 minutes, and they deal with that, and voila, they make it a thing. Soon we get an homage to the original opening here, where they remake the opening in pure CGI, like beat for beat. Only one exception though, and I'll get to that when I get to that here. But for the most part, it was the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You opening. That tickled me pink actually, because I watched that and I got to memorize much of the scenes there. And again, only the scene where Fred shows his love for the Mystery Machine. Yeah, that was not in the original stuff here. But if you watch some of the new Scooby Doo stuff, yeah, Fred has a bit of an obsession with the Mystery Machine van, the mystery, the mystery van. It's his pride and joy, really. You get that. Okay, you tricked it out, you customized it. Obviously, had some help from Velma from the tech stuff, but it's his baby. It's his pride and joy, his personal pet project. So he's got some attachment to it. And to be fair, a lot of people do. It's sort of like the whole it's his first car thing, his first custom job. So the little joke that he got a massive attachment to that, I got the reference to that. But yeah, like eventually things happen here where the mystery gang, they want to grow their business and everything like that. We get some good jokes here and there. Like apparently Scoob is the one who does Shaggy's taxes. I can see that. It's kind of funny. And we get the whole celebrity guest star appearance. It's no secret that Simon Cowell said he's gonna star in this, and yeah, he starred in it. He starred in the movie as himself. And so yeah, but we get some things here where the stability of the gang here, where thanks to Simon Cowell's word, it's like, okay, yeah, Scooby and Shag, they're the weak link and everything like that. Friendship doesn't win, blah blah blah. I'm a proponent. Look, I have no problem with the power of friendship and all that stuff. I'm okay with that. Wow. So, but what Simon Cowell said, it's pretty synonymous with how American is today here, with how our humor is cynical. We got kind of a pessimistic view. And it's even like being expressed in certain animation projects where they pretty much state,
the American dream is dead.
yeah, at this rate, it kind of is. You could say that. I don't believe that here. There are those who still harken true here. And again, I'm a proponent for power of friendship. Why not? I'm glad Japan's keeping that alive. So, but yeah, here we get the whole usual story here where their friendship is a bit in threatened, stuff like that here. But it gets a little more detailed, if you will, further on. But yeah, so the guys go and Shaggy and Scoob go to like sort of let out their anger here, and this leads to the actual story proper here where they get attacked, as we saw in the trailer, by those robots. They get saved by Blue Falcon, and this is where I start to sort of dislike things, if you will. Because so far, the mystery gang here, Fred, Velma, Dash, Shaggy, and Scooby, they're great. They're pretty much like I remember them. Few changes here and there, but that's just to modernize them a bit here, to make them fit in the year 2020. That's okay. But in the end, their personality still the same. They're still friends. And even though, despite what Simon Cowell said, Fred, Daphne, and Velma had no intention of ever letting go of Shaggy and Scooby. But Shaggy and Scooby still feel hurt. And then we get to the Blue Falcon scene, and this is where I feel bad. This is where I really feel bad here, because I did watch the Blue Falcon cartoon series. It's been a while, actually. My memory is vague. And honestly, the most I remember of Blue Falcon was when he guest starred in an episode of Dexter's Laboratory. But that Blue Falcon was still in character. I know that. He was still the same Blue Falcon from the cartoon. Blue Falcon has always been, think like a compromise of personalities from Batman and Superman. Although a bit more of Batman here. And of course, Dynomutt. He was the goofball here, like the klutz. But he was still reliable and effective. Here, it's a reversal of personalities here. It's like, I did not like that here, where this Blue Falcon is a glory hound, attention seeking. He's like, what are you doing and stuff. They got a good explanation for this though here, because he's not the original Blue Falcon. He's Blue Falcon 2, the son of Blue Falcon. But they have no respect for him. Like Dynomutt and the pilot, which forgot her name, they don't have respect for him at all here. Just they keep calling him Brian, his real name, not Blue Falcon. And I hate what they did with him. It's like, okay, yeah, look, no disrespect to Mark Wahlberg here. I think what Mark Wahlberg did a good job with what he was given. I hate what the studio decided for him to do. It's like, all right, again, Blue Falcon 2, not gonna be his father. But the way they handled it, where he's always like, oh, on social media, doesn't pay attention and stuff like that. He's a goof off. No. In fact, you could have had a good story arc with him. Just when I was watching this, I thought, how better would this have been if he was pretty good? He was doing pretty well bearing the whole Blue Falcon logo, but he suffered from self-doubt. Like, he never thought he could match up to the accomplishments of his father, who is now retired. And yeah, he looked up to his father. He wanted to follow in his footsteps here, but he always felt like he wasn't on the level here. In fact, that female, I apologize for not remembering her name here. I'm sorry, but I wish I did. But she was effective. Like, she was the pilot for the Falcon Fury here. And I was thinking, what if Brian actually hired her to be the pilot because he just wasn't as good a pilot as his father? That could lead to self-doubt here. So this is also like a story for growth for Brian here, to fully realize that, look, you're not your father, but you are still doing a good job as Blue Falcon. And as well as it could have also explained that he was the one who sort of gave Dynomutt an upgrade, because this Dynomutt, he's not the goofy, like, little, almost like klutz, like, in a way like Dexter compared to the DD. He's not that. He's much more serious. I mean, voiced by Kim Ji-yeon, doing a damn good job. So he's serious. He's much more like coordinated at everything. He knows what he's doing. You could have explained that Brian was the one who upgraded him, made him a little bit better here to have sort of a coach, if you will. And that also shows that he's something he's better at than his father here. Like, he's better with robotics and software and all that stuff here. So show his strengths, his weaknesses, and show that he can be a good Blue Falcon. He just needs to let go of that self-doubt, because Shaggy even pointed it out there, how he must be going through a hard time here, like carrying on his father's legacy here. Those are big shoes to fill, like a lot of burden on his shoulders, not to mention the imposter syndrome. It's like, and yeah, he starts eventually feeling that here, and Brian does realize, oh yeah, geez, I'm not like my father. I'm terrible, aren't I? But yeah, it could have been done here. There was even a moment in the show where he starts to connect with Shaggy after what happened, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, like I think of all the possibility here that could have had with a better story, a better handling of the Blue Falcon and everything like that. Not make him this clown who's just as big a coward as Shaggy and Scooby. No, I was disappointed with that. So yeah, that's my, out of the way, my biggest disappointment with this movie. Moving on. So yeah, Dick Dastardly. Great villain. I love what he's doing here. I love that they kept the twirling mustache and everything like that. And yes, people, there is a reason for why Muttley, we don't see Muttley in the promotional stuff here, but he wants Scooby here. There is some great scenes here. One of the downsides, though, is that this isn't really, not really a mystery or anything like that here, which some would say is is kind of missing the point of Scooby-Doo here, where it's always a mystery. But keep in mind, this is by far not the first time they strayed away from that formula here. Look at some of the shows here from, say, Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts. What mystery was there? And it was just capture the demon that escaped. The 13 Ghosts. That's it. No mystery there. Some mystery elements. Then there were some movies here like, say, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. And even some recent cartoons which Shaggy and Scooby get a clue. I like that series. Again, no mystery though. Yes, Scooby-Doo has done shows and movies where there was no point of a mystery or anything like that here. To mixed results, to be fair. But this is by no means uncharted territory. And like those projects as well here, there is some mystery elements going on here with characters getting clues, finding out what's what here, the main goal, the bad guy. But yeah, it does become more of a superhero movie than an actual Scooby-Doo mystery movie. They do play an obvious, with the formula here, with how, Scooby and Shaggy, they gone up with the Blue Falcon and Falcon Force. Meanwhile, Fred, Daphne, and Velma do their own thing. Of course, it's mirroring how every time they split up, Scooby and Shaggy go that way, Fred, Velma, and Daphne go this way, and Shaggy and Scooby, they always get the short end of the stick here, where they find some clues, but they always encounter the monster, the ghost, what have you, and go on a giant chase and sitcom moment here. While Fred, Daphne, and Velma, they're the ones who find some expert clues, and they have some talks and stuff and they find some set pieces that would eventually work for the trap. So there's that here. It's obviously playing on that formula here that happens. Here's another problem though with the story-wise here. A little plot hole. Now we see Fred, Daphne, and Velma. They do their own research, try to find clues and everything. Some of the clues and information they find, like on Dick Dastardly and such, there is no reason whatsoever, at least in story-wise, that the Falcon Force couldn't have found the same exact clues earlier. We've seen that they have incredible resources, far greater, and they know who they're dealing with. I mean, they said it immediately. Those robots that attack you belong to Dick Dastardly. Immediately when they save Shaggy and Scooby, they know who they're dealing with here. They know what they want here. So by all means, some of the clues that Velma found from literally searching the net and going through police records and such, there is no reason why the Falcon Force did not find those as well here. So it's a loophole. It's a bit of a plot hole here where they would say, well, kids won't make that opinion here. No, they would. Kids, especially kids these days, are much smarter than what adults and the old people think about them, okay? No, they would instantly make that connection here. Maybe not immediately, but eventually they would think over, wait, why couldn't Blue Falcon also... Yeah. So yeah, like Dick Dastardly, he's got his whole goal here to... Scooby is key, of course. He wants to collect the skulls of Cerberus here to find his treasure, if you will. And Scooby's key here because we've learned that Scooby is the last descendant of Alexander the Great's dog. I love that scene. It's not the first time here. Again, they have touched upon this with Scooby's ancestors, his family tree in such cartoons here. I think it was in the whole Scooby and Scrappy show. So this is nothing new as well. This is pretty cool. But yeah, we get that here. We get some funny scenes as well here. There are some legitimate moments here which actually made me laugh here, which harken back to old Hanna-Barbera classics. The humor still works. We also see how we get the whole situation where they learn that Scooby is important, and that strains the relationship between Scooby and Shaggy. Okay, yeah, so we know this cliche here. Will their friendship survive? Yes, it will. Eventually, in the end, it'll become essential. Again, I am not against the power of friendship here, but the way they handled this cliche was so poorly done. It's like there really was no reason for Shaggy to feel like this, feel like that here. And especially so hostile he was getting to, like saying how Scooby-Doo was getting a big ego or a big or inflated head. Okay, Shaggy, I get you kind of feel left out here, but no, you're handling this terrible. You could say he's a teenager or whatever. Like even then, I don't know. He's like an adult at this point because he has to pay taxes, so he's an adult. But so yeah, they could have handled this like far more mature. Show that these two have been friends for years. They can handle it well. Yes, it was bad. That's another downside I gotta say here, where they handle that terribly. Meanwhile, we have like Fred, Daphne, and Velma, and they slowly start to realize just how kind of important the dynamic Shaggy and Scooby were. Not again, like I said, they had no intentions of letting go of those two, but they do realize just what they gave to the team here. If it wasn't for them, those guys would probably starve to death. Yeah, they fed them. Yeah, like they made sure they all got something to eat here with their food, make sure to have a snack ready. And, well, let's be honest here. The crazy shenanigans that Shaggy and Scooby got into has led to the team discovering some key vital clues, as well as revealing like secret passageways and stuff. So without them, Mystery Incorporated would never have solved pretty much all of those mysteries here. They were essential here. Like Velma said, they are surprisingly effective goofballs. So that's how. So yeah. So we learned that here. They eventually realized. But yeah, it's while there was no danger of the team splitting up here, this did strengthen the bond with the Mystery Inc. gang. I'll give them that here. So yeah, and we know the story here. Like yes, Dick Dastardly does it. He finds the skulls of Cerberus here, opens the gates to the underworld, treasure everything, and they have to put Cerberus, the three-headed dog, back in, seal it, blah blah blah. Blue Falcon 2 eventually realizes that yes, he's not his father, but he can be a hero. Boy. There are some missed opportunities though here, and some wasted potential here. Like, it's no secret, of course, it's been revealed that Captain Caveman is in this. He is wasted here. He is just wasted here. You could have done something, but what you did with him, it was pointless. And the lingo he had. I'll say this though. He was voiced by Tracy Morgan. That's it. That's all I need to say here. So you can guess how he talks. Okay, no offense again to Tracy Morgan, but it was just not the right casting. No. Yeah, so he was wasted big time here. I mean, for a little time, it shows why he's effective. He's a pretty tough. I was about to call him the L word here. The L word here, but don't call him that, people, because that's a trigger word for him. But yeah, he is tough. He kicks butt. There was no point for him there. There was really no point for him to be there. I mean, I like how they sort of, why he was there here, how he could be there. Okay, I can buy that here in the Hanna-Barbera. Obviously, he was just there to set up a possible future movie with him. The way they handled it, though, was just terrible. So yeah, like, it just, again, I can't hate this movie. I do not dislike this movie either. There were plenty of moments here where I had fun. I laughed. Genuinely so here. Some good slapstick moments here, classic Hanna-Barbera chase sequence and talks and everything. It was great. And of course, it's a Hanna-Barbera property, so you can expect a lot of references to other Hanna-Barbera products here. Penelope Pit Stop, Hong Kong Phooey. Oh boy. Oh my god, there's even a direct reference to that octopus character, which I forgot entirely about. Until I saw him right there and like a billboard. It's like, oh wow, yeah. And of course, there's a reference to several animators key to Hanna-Barbera's success here. Some have passed away. It was great here. We saw some of those in the trailer here, like the direct reference to Magilla Gorilla. So yeah, there's plenty of that here. There's even the Hex Girls make a small, like, you see an Easter egg to them. There is plenty. If you just pause and look, you can see so many. So it was great here, and I want to like this. I really want to like this more, but the downsides really brought this down. Like they should have, like, way much here. Like it's not a case of, well, it's a kids movie, so I can forgive some of this stuff. No, even for a kids movie, because this is also relying on the old school Scooby-Doo fans here. Again, they made a direct homage to the original opening in pure CGI. So they're hoping to please both the young and the old crowd. But this pleases more the young, really young crowd as opposed to the old crowd. If I was to give this rating, I'd give it 6 out of 10. Like I said, I didn't hate it, did not dislike it, but at the same time, I didn't like it as much as I wanted to like it. It's another good entry. It's just an average, okay entry to the massive library that is Scooby-Doo, and possibly the next step towards a massive Hanna-Barbera universe franchise here, because when the credits started playing here, we saw clear, like, oh my god, like references to other Hanna-Barbera properties. Like, yes, we got, I think, Adam Ant. A Jabberjaw was there here. We saw, like, Dr. Quest from Johnny and John, Real Adventures from Johnny Quest and everything like that. There is so much of planning here, and I'd like to see it. I want this movie to at least do good enough to bring in more Hanna-Barbera properties here. Maybe as Netflix shows here, because yeah, live action movies, some of these properties just would not work. So yeah, everyone here, that's all I gotta say about the Scoob movie here. It was not bad. If it's, I don't know how, okay, I do not know how much it is on video on demand here. I saw it through the, but I'm glad I did not pay full price in the theater to watch this. And this movie, you can tell this movie was made to be watched in 3D. Glad I didn't pay for that. So yeah. Still, if you're curious, watch this. I mean, it is fun here. Dick Dastardly, I love Dick Dastardly here. He was great. He was great. He was still the Dick Dastardly I remember from the Wacky Racers in a way. And again, Fred, the Mystery Gang, nothing wrong here. There's just some cliches that they do bad here. The obvious downside is Blue Falcon 2. There's just no way. Mark Wahlberg, nothing wrong with you. It's just how they wrote the character. They should have gone with the whole, like, he's doing well, but he still has self-doubt because he doesn't think he'll amount to his father. It could have been the same thing, especially with how it ended there, where how Dinobot told him, stop that. You're not your father. You're you, and you're doing it. And yeah, prove it. So, yeah, everyone, that's my thought. It's a 6 out of 10. So yeah, tell me what you all thought about this movie here. Did you see it? What do you think about it? Comment section down below. Like and subscribe for more videos. Until the next one, this is Mecha-san. See you guys next time.